Is it more meaningful if I sit here or where the Buddha is? Because it seems like y'all don't mind sitting on the floor or whatever. Huh?
Why don't you sit on the platform?
Okay.
Seems like it'd be a little more comfortable too.
Just wherever it's meaningful to you guys. Um, Let me go over here where the Buddha is.
You have the cameras facing you.
Yeah, it's all right. I don't really care about the camera. I'm just chilling. Oh.
Another question, just about semantics. Is it disrespectful to decline a gift from a monk? Like when they were offering drinks?
You should have took it actually.
Okay.
I didn't think of it because it moved a little too fast. But the Buddhist instruction is that you cannot refuse what's being offered. So that's him trying to make his merit.
Oh no.
So it's okay, because we are Americans,
They don't.
which I also included myself. That I even forgot little minor stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's why the imperfectly perfect teacher, the perfectly imperfect teacher.
Good to know. They know we're beginners. We're future.
Yeah, me too. Apparently today I'm a beginner too.
Hopefully after listening to the future pronunciation, they know I'm a beginner.
And mind you, when you go to Thailand, pay attention. Sometimes you'll catch senior monks even messing up on the ETP So chant because they have so much going on as an abbot.
Yeah.
They have so much meetings and stuff going on like that. I'm telling you, watch all the little novices giggle in the back.
That's
Oh man.
Oh, how do I get? I'll talk about it later. Does the and I guess does getting the pronunciation correct not matter as much as just the intention behind? What you're doing?
It's the pure intention that is behind.
Okay.
Mind you all, this is a language that y'all don't know. So it's okay. It's the intention. It's the karma. Karma is intention, cause and effect that is behind everything. Motive behind everything. Right. You good with the sun being in your eye? You want to go over here where the?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe you want to go over there. Poor thing. Every time you hang out with the monks, like exercise.
That way I'm not squinting.
Mm.
Give myself a headache.
Okay, so today is the last day here in Virginia, and I hope that you all learned a lot along the way. A lot of laughter, first and foremost. A lot of laughter, a lot of feeling that you belong to the Triple Gems family. You belong to the Sangha. You belong here. Come as you are, and this is where you are. That's very important that you feel and you know that you belong to us and to me. And I will be with you, to be there with you in any way that I can. And into the details of that, we'll be there in the most trying times of your life, the good, the bad, the ugly, is what I call it. So therefore, never think that you are alone on this path. You have brothers and sisters in there that supports you, open arms. You see how friendly they were?
Yeah.
Right? One on my phone is starting to blink in such a way. I wanted to just give a debrief before we leave. Okay. It's unfortunate that's only 4 days, and so much to cover in 4 days. But some of the basic tenets, wrapping up towards the end, is number one, keeping the precepts, the threefold training, morality and ethics. If you don't keep that, it's impossible to meditate, samadhi. And if you can't do that, then it cannot lead to wisdom. So it is important, imperative, where you are in life and who you meet in life, that people keep the precepts, because it will be a very big drama, very big mess when they're not on the same page as us. And trying to get them to understand that the precept is universally accepted and practiced everywhere in the world, because it's undeniable, the benefits of it, of taking the precepts, undeniable benefits. If you don't keep the benefits, or whoever you love don't keep the benefits, obviously someone's going to sleep with one eye open. Either a search warrant comes to the house or somebody's baby mama is going to show up soon, right? Or ensuing fight or the making of an enemy or something like that. So the 5 precepts is very, very, very important. I think all those people sat in there, they really rejoiced to see Americans come in and taking the precepts and to deliver that in such a way that they're like, this is good. He's cultivating a good army. More we need in Virginia. The meditative aspect is you have got samples of it. Mindfulness of the breath, the counting technique, analyzing the temperature of the air that you have breathed. In breath bud, out breath tol, in breath 1, out breath 1, in breath 2, out breath 2. And the goal of that is one pointed concentration technique. You can also use your favorite color. Blue, 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 orange, 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 orange. Or the image of the Buddha, or even one Pali word that stood out for you. As a one-pointed concentration technique, because we don't want the mind to jump all over the place. I haven't seen, you guys tell me that your mind's been jumping all over the place. So I'm going to assume that whatever evidence I've had in the past 4 days was what I got to go with the instructions that I gave. Unless you come to me specifically in details, what were those defilements at the time of it arising during meditation. My meditation masters aim to start to look at in details of what that is to try to uproot it. Uprooting. The journaling is paramount as it gives insight into how you think, why you think the way that you think, and trying to backtrack a log. If your thought were sporadic, didn't make sense, the totality and sum of your thoughts need to make sense towards the week. And at each and every end of the day and toward end of the week, you got to ask yourself, what did I do that was beneficial today? If it summarizes that it was all in your benefit and your benefit only, we got a problem. There was no dana in between. So you got to hold the door for somebody. You got to say nice, thank you, crack a joke, bring a smile to someone. That's like the least that you can do. The least that you can do, which you've all got to see me demonstrate along the way with members of the public. I don't know who they are. Obviously, I approached it non-judgmental, with friendliness, happiness. That's the least that I can do. Journaling, precept, meditation, reflections, reading and writing and copying out of the book. So we went to the chantings at night, and you guys were quite amazed by the music. I think, ladies love music, and you guys got to see the basic Theravadan chants and music. The funeral chants, the morning chants, the chant on loving kindness, the Ratana, discourses on the victory, auspicious victory, Jayamangala Gatha. And so all of those words require you to copy. It's a lot of work, but if you do it, by the time you reach like 30 or 40, like 40, you're all going to be the ones, the holders of the truth, the holders of the Dhamma in an ever-changing AI Buddhism world. They will come to you and look at you like, oh my gosh, she's the real deal. She went through the text. She sat there and wrote all of this out, versus AI, which is going to be quite messy. So in conclusions, we did a lot in 4 days, but you have to continue with it. You have to practice with it and make it. You have to practice so much so that you can actually carry out those instructions on my behalf. That's the great challenge, to carry out the precepts, giving the precepts to others, which is telling them about it. That's what I mean by giving it to others, not the ceremony. Being able to tell them in Pali and English about it. It should be automatic, because you do it so often, it should be automatic. You know what I mean? There are times where I give the precepts online, like do face to face quickly. I used to do that very quickly back in the day because it's the only way to ensure safety for that individual. They came and they asked, and I need to give it right away, no matter where I was. So there were times where I was like in a park, in a car, and I'm like, "You want to take the precepts right now? Okay, put your hands together." And it was carried out from Florida and California and elsewhere. So I hope that it continues as a habit for you all. Now, this book right here is in Vietnamese. It says Teachings of the Buddha on the outside, but when I opened it, it's in Vietnamese. So why did I take it? Number one, it was free. And number two, I also have to sit there and go through the Vietnamese portion of it. Because when I left Vietnam, I was in 3rd grade in my Vietnamese literature. So therefore, when I teach Dhamma in Vietnamese, it is still very limited. From my own standards, it's limited. So therefore, if I know that where I am, where I need improvements, you see clearly I have full intention of reading this entire thing and copying down Vietnamese and Pali. See, I studied English and Pali, but I didn't study Vietnamese text and Pali. And there are times where when I chant in Vietnamese, I have to actually pause a little bit and then think about it and then translate it through the informed lens of all 3 languages. That's a big mess, right? And the poetic version of the Vietnamese literature, there is so much to study. Take joy and pride in studying them, diving into them with curiosity and diligence and persistence. It's the only way to gather the knowledge that needs to be known in order to carry on to the next life, and to teach it back to others, teaching others to achieve peace. There's nothing like it, than to teach the things that needed to be taught. Again, I'm pretty sure Bree, you can teach someone how to do a 3-point turn, part 2. I'm pretty sure you can teach someone how to do a 3-point turn. I'm pretty sure you can teach someone how to do payroll. But the challenge is, can you teach someone to achieve peace right now in this moment? And as you all are becoming intermediate students in the days tomorrow, your fellow humans, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, and brothers and sisters in Christ, are going to come to you because they're going to be stressed out. There will be a lacking sufficient understanding, effective understanding of how to transcend suffering. And sometimes you're going to be called to be a hero in that moment when I'm not around and when no one else is around and someone's going through something and you identify that you give them some words of consolation and comfort that it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. That's right. See? Like Ajahn, right? When he taught you guys the mudra of the Buddha, with his hand mudra. Oh, right. Right behind me. Can you guys see behind me? Let me move a little bit, right? See his mudra? The funny part is my dad is the same thing. I'm the one that is all like, ah. And my dad's like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. But just the way he says it. So when you come to Florida and you get to experience my dad, he's like, oh, it's okay. So, same thing with Tom Finley, my old lifeguard supervisor. Tom used to go. That was his daily. We all used to fight over overtime and hours. And he's like, okay, y'all can do the calendar. It's okay. And he just walks away like a Buddha. Tom didn't mess with nobody. He was one of the oldest supervisor any of us ever experienced. The man was like, he looked like 80. Not sure what his biological age was. He was like 80. He did his laps, ate his sandwich. Tom, what do you do when you go home? Watch my movies. He was just such a simple man that didn't mess with anyone. So when I go into your house and I see DVDs and DVD players, I'm like, oh, she's just like Tom Finley. It's a nice, quiet, simple life. Ain't messing with nobody. Ain't messing with nobody. So I hope that you all reflect on everything that we have done. Now, some housekeeping stuff is that both of my students here dedicated and committed enormously financially for this trip, where the point where we have extras left remaining, and I've decided to use that extra, any remaining, to make it, number one, fair and equal. The other thing, monastic expenditures and monastic financials has to be clear. That's the one thing where monks go south. Things go south in any institution in the regards of money. And so this will be reserved for the next retreat in Florida and or flying to Texas or Virginia. Um, so don't feel, I know that's not a common thing where, you know, because I planned it, because this was our plan together, and then you guys were like, what, he's paying for us? It's okay. It's just, at that point, it's just a centralized thing where it just needs to be distributed for that. There's a lot of things you don't need to give much thoughts to. Just trust the teacher and trust the process. But it is most important that you all meditate, and often. The world will depend on how you meditate and how long you've been meditating. That is what's going to make you a good, qualifying, authentic young teacher. If not a teacher to the world, you'll be a leader and teacher in your own relationships at home, to your loved ones. You know? You need some bragging rights. Trust me, you need a flex. We humble the practice of the non-self, but sometimes you're going to deal with some people that you're going to need to flex. And sometimes you're going to have to tell them, listen, I sat for 10 years meditating Vipassana. Okay? So I know what peace is. I know what precepts is. I know you're just going to know one which knows is a Buddha. That's you. One which knows. And so I give you permission to flex. I give you permission to do what needs to be done, because you're dealing with a lot of ignorant people in the world. No different than me. And you got to do it with a lot of compassion and understanding. And sometimes you have a bad day, you got to give it to them, and then you give it to them. That's why we do the most merits, because we're going to have bad days. And sometimes your mind will take over. And sometimes the intensity of those bad days are just not wholesome. Maybe not agreeable in the eyes of the Buddha, but you having a bad day. Why is this sometimes acceptable and excusable? Because the Pope also has a bad day. And his cardinals talk about that. And his cardinal says, you know, there are some days, he's 80-something years old. And now, you know, I'm like the Buddhist cardinal. And I'm going to tell you that at your age, you're still trying the best that you can to be the best human that you are. To be loving, kind, compassionate, understanding to your family members. And some days you're going to have a bad day. And if you lash out at them, it's okay. It's okay. Why? Because they probably deserve it. Because they probably deserve it. And they push the right button enough for you to lash out. And it's okay. Because they do it to me out in the field of social work, you know? They do it to me. So, you know what? Sometimes the Buddha says punishment is deserved, and punishment is deserved. You trying to be peaceful. They can't see that. They can't see their body, speech, and action. You know what? Give them the long end of the stick. Just is. That's what's different about me. It's like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, oh, yeah, oh, you need to be a saint all the time. I'm not a saint all the time. So I couldn't expect that from my fellow humans, because we're humans. I also, you know, believe that Buddha was stern and strict when he needed to be. And Bhikkhu Bodhi agrees that, you know, he was a very stern and at times strict with his bhikkhus and bhikkhunis. Any questions so far? Anything you like, didn't like, would suggest for future trips coming up? Yeah, me too. But the good thing is, I see monks, we know about these weathers, but helping you tolerate and endure through it is no different than seeing a jancha in the forest and there's mosquitoes. Would you rather sit like this, or would you rather sit with mosquitoes?
Like this.
Right. Because in the Thai forest traditions, they put you in areas with mosquitoes to see how well you keep the precept.
Oh.
I talk about patience and endurance then. Talk about suffering then. Some of you all got to sleep on the floor in keeping that precept of luxurious and high grounds. But what is the purpose of the 8th precept and the 10th precept? Is so that you can taste suffering and get used to suffering and make suffering your friend. Because in life, there's going to be all sorts of suffering to come: emotional suffering, physical suffering, mental suffering. And how are you going to deal with it when it comes? I mean, like me, I just lost my mother a week ago. I can't let that get in the way of my mindfulness to be with you. I can't let a lot of things get in the way of being the best teacher that I can be for the students that is looking up to me in the very short 4 days that we have together. And it is as impervious as it is ever going to get. So again, from now, as you proceed on forward in your life alone, it may feel lonely. It may feel that you are alone on this path. It may feel a lot of things. And just know that it's your mind playing with you. The interconnectedness of this world and the interconnectedness of nature. You're one with Mother Earth, or you're one with this world, with everything that is made up, the causes and conditions of where we are and who we're with. I'm never alone. And I hope you see that, because I touch so many people's lives, and so should you. That way you'll never feel that you're alone. Be friendly, just go out and just project and give it to them. Give more and take less. Give your smile. Just give everything. And then by the end of the day, you realize that you're not alone, because there's someone thinking about you because of the smile that you gave them. You changed their day. See how many people that didn't smile? And look at what we do every table we sat at. They laughed and smiled. Look at the Asian woman at the Vietnamese restaurant. You see her?
Yeah.
She even touched me, and I was like, how dare you? How dare you and such. But she was Mahayanan, so it's okay. There is no, we're trained as monks to look at them as mothers touching us. So it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But you see that? But did you not see her face when we walked in?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you were like, oh, she's not playing around with us.
She was very excited.
And I got her to cry. You saw one of the most brightest smile on her face. You never mentioned she's capable of that smile. So it's my job to bring it out in people, bringing out the best in people. And I hope you all do that, so that that it defeats loneliness. Part 3. I don't think that there's anything else that I may have forgotten. Is there anything else that you think I may have forgotten?
Well, I think there was a great lesson we had of no expectations on Friday when we drove to the university.
There's a lot of things. The social work side of me was like, another bad system, which is look at that, right? But at the same time, all the books have already been published by University of Virginia. Again, they're human too. Professor or not, PhD or not. They're just trying to make it work. McDonald's of universities.
Yeah.
That's what I call it. At the end of the day, it just is. McDonald's of America. Everything McDonald's. Fast pace. So learn to go slow. Learn to do things right. And when you have your own business or institution or whatever that you're running, make sure that people call you, you pick up. Breathe. Ring. Go straight to voicemail. 9 times out of 10. Can't get a hold of Bree.
What? I'm touching things when you call.
The funny part is, as I sit and watch some of the things I watch, you're okay with driving. You're very mindful in driving. Now both of y'all need to be mindful in charging your phones.
Yes. I got on the charger.
Because I'm looking at habits. The totality of habits. How you cook, how you drive, how you charge your phone, how you forget things, how you don't forget things. As I forget things myself. But I'm looking at right? But all the little tiny things like charging your phone contributes to ultra mindfulness of things. Back in my day, no, now that you all know that I do airsoft, but back in my day, doing security, off duty, on duty, I carry the same toys on me. When I was off duty, there was the sidearm, there's the handcuff and extra mag combo along with your badge and your license and you know a flashlight in case you're in a restaurant and all the lights go off. I mean, if they're gonna attack a building, they're gonna hit the lights first. Nobody can see nothing. There's all this extra I gotta carry, and I'm like, I couldn't forget, and I like beat myself up when I get in the car, and I'm like, I don't have my extra mag, so if my gun jams, I guess all my problems are solved.
Don't have to worry anymore.
But but all these phones right here, well, before I hit live, well, they're still at, I think only one of them is at 50% due to previous recordings. But look at all the phones here, charged for action. So anyways, just little small things I want you to pick up on. And in the forthcoming days, just the journaling too. I think you all doing a great job. I think this is very easygoing. Both of y'all are very easygoing. And look forward to jet skiing in Florida. Just look forward to more fun in life. The power of fun. I try to make this fun and social you. Life's too short to take a lot of things seriously. Yeah. As you go back to work, you're doing your 8 and hitting the gate, just remember that don't take things seriously. Just they are who they are. People, they are who they are. And we just gonna have to just observe and just be like, it's okay. Do that a lot, that's an experiment. It's okay. When they come to you and ask you for things that you know that they already know, it's okay. When they bug you, when you're busy trying to do your 1099, it's okay. Yeah. I mean, just look the other way, just take a deep breath, 3 deep breaths. That's why you see the frequent deep breaths. Do it. Breath is life. Life is breath. We're in Nirvana right now. Are we not?
Very peaceful.
I wouldn't be anywhere else. I'm in Deer Park. Look at this guy.
He's staring right at you.
Yeah, this guy trying to talk to Crow. Hell, Crow might be trying to talk to that guy.
Go and fight him. He's such a talkative cat.
Awesome. So I hope that, as you have questions coming up, okay, we need to finish Life of Buddha.
Yes.
What's today? Sunday.
Yes.
All right, so Thursday coming up. Let's get back on, and keep yourself busy. As you get sad from time to time or anxious from time to time, we got stuff to do. We got books to read. We got more Bhikkhu Bodhi stuff to read. We're only like 5%. Not even.
Yeah.
We're like 3% in. Our job is to try to get at least 20% in this lifetime. I think the Buddha would be happy if we got 20%. And if we have to take future rebirths, well, we'll just do another 20. Then I'll be 40. I'm closer to an arahant. Ain't that right, my Lord Buddha? He's like, well, okay, well, yeah. Because, I mean, we got bills to pay. There's no way we're going to finish 84,000 teachings. And Ultra haven't come out yet.
There you go. Oh my gosh. I should finish that.
I am too.
Thank you all for joining us. May all be well, be happy, be free, and always be healthy. And my blessing to both of you. I'll have just a couple more hours with Bree, but with Christine. I know there's more you want to share, and I think you're just finding the right time to share it with me. Yeah. But, it takes a little bit to warm up to the teacher and warm up to people, places, and things around you. But I look forward to it, and hopefully you can make it in the April area. And I'm expecting my other friend coming around like April, May. We'll just have to wait it out. So we get him involved. He told me he's going to stay with me for like 2 months.
Oh, so May and June-ish?
So between those times. So you all want to, you all want to look at your calendar if you want to come down. He's very chill. He's too chill, actually. He's just observe him in nature, and he's just like the man has lived mostly in solitude in Vietnam, in solitude up in the mountains. Yeah, and he loves tea. It's just something about Venerable DM for short. That I really like. Again, I need these monks around me because they remind me to just, it's okay. I'm the one that gets worked up, but it's okay. I once had a student that says, "Venerable, chill." And I was like, "No, you did not." And that just broke so many ice that was going on. So, all right, we're gonna wrap this up so we can head towards the airport. Thank you all for joining online, and hopefully, we'll see all of you guys come down too, and make contents and publish those contents to inspire the world. Take care, folks. Chill. It's just the way he says it, you know? Just the way they do it.